Okay, we're back with another update, and I want to show you what we got done. I again didn't get done what I wanted to. There was a household project that let's just say demanded my attention, and it pretty much ate all my time, and that's why I didn't get done as much as I'd like. But that's out of the way now, so we're back on the car. But I will show you what I did get done. I got all of the cables run through the tunnel. The heater hoses, the battery cable, the throttle, choke, the tachometer, the clutch, the e-brake, accelerator pedal, all of them. I came up missing on my clutch yoke, that bar there, that attaches to the transmission, to the clutch and the shifter, and for the life of me, I don't know what happened to mine. I don't know. It's more than likely going to turn up one of these days, but fortunately there was one on eBay, and I picked that up for 20 bucks. Grabbed that quick, and so we're good. But store your parts well. If because I really can't. I know that it may have gotten lost in moving. That's very, very possible. Now, as you can see, we had to run the steel tubing through the tunnel from the rear of the car, and then attach the new hoses right there. And that's because the hoses will not go through that gasket that exits the tunnel. And so then they go up to the front of the car. We can see up there. I just cut them kind of long, and they of course get attached to the heater. You can see if I can get you a good shot back here in the rear, where we got the. If it'll show underneath here, if you can see, everything's coming out the rear there. And we also got this transmission seal installed. You can see that. A tip on putting that in, it's sort of crimped in there. And so you have to take like a flathead screwdriver or putty knife and kind of open the back side of it up the groove, and then so that you can put it in. And then once you get it in there, you can crimp it back closed together. So you can see where the throttle cable is running out there. And there's where the hoses go to the radiator. So got that done. I have a strong recommendation for anyone that's taking one of these down and going to replace the cables, which if I were doing a restoration, I'm going to replace all the cables. But if you do that, I think it would be a lot easier, looking back on it now, having done it, if you did it while the car was up, possibly on its side, where you could access the rear end and the cabin easily, because it's very difficult to go back and forth between getting down from the back of the car and all that, and back and forth. Also, too, I had to the tachometer cable will not go through the tunnel in the rear, so you have to put that through. Feed it through from the rear, then up to the front of the car. And unfortunately for me, not knowing that, my accelerator cable linkage and the clutch linkage up there in the front of the tunnel, I take that back apart so that I could feed that up through there. So save yourself some grief and do it while the car's up, because these things do have to go into a certain order. Let's see if we can get up under here. Now, I'll show you that. And you can see where the linkages are tied in. Now, here's something that I would need you guys' input on, because I couldn't really find anything on it. You see where I've got the battery cable running through from the battery box up front through that firewall. Okay, And we'll show you a shot of it from here. Now there's only 2 holes that exit that battery box, but I know that there's drain hoses. Let's let this thing focus a little bit. That run from under the dash. I don't know if you can see them or not. And they come down from the windshield. There's one right up here. Let's see, over here, yeah. And then there's one over there. And my memory is that those drain hoses run down through those into the battery box, which is a really bad idea. But that's what they do. So I don't know if I'm correct in where I ran that battery cable or not. You can see right there. And it looks to me like that's where those drain hoses come through. If not, I don't know where they go, and I don't know where it goes. But for now, that's what I've got. But if anybody has a working vehicle and knows exactly where that, I couldn't find anything online, any decent pictures where I could reference to. So anyway, we may have to run that again if need be. I don't have those drain hoses. They pretty much just fell apart. They were dry rotted. So I'm still looking for those. But other than that, everything seems to be in good shape. I rebuilt the handbrake so that I could clean it up. It had some rust on the bottom of it. Nothing bad, just some surface rust. And polished up the chrome. And also went ahead and replaced the button. You can get these buttons brand new. So went ahead and did that. They go together very carefully how you take them apart. Pay attention because they go back together a very specific way. So let's see if there's anything else I wanted to mention to you. Mostly right now it's my next step, I believe, is going to be to go ahead and fill the brake system and test the bleed the brakes and make sure that the brakes all work before I go any further. And after that, probably I'm thinking is start work on the transmission. And basically there's nothing that needs to be done to it as far as rebuilding it or anything like that. It just needs to be cleaned up. And so I'll get that all cleaned up and then probably go ahead next and try to go ahead and reinstall that in the car. And then possibly the radiator after that. Go ahead and get that put into place. Now when it comes to buttoning this up, this tunnel, because I do have a brake union in there and I also have the heater hoses union in there. So before any of that goes back together, I want those systems run and checked to make sure. So this all cabin interior will be the last thing. Obviously the engine will be reinstalled and everything. But the point of it is I want to make sure I have no leaks in there before I button all that back up. And if you can see, I may have pointed this out before, I went ahead and cut this completely back to give myself access because it'd be replaced anyway. So anyway, that's kind of where we are right now. Like I said, I apologize, I'm not moving faster on it. Certainly I'd like to, but sometimes there's things in the house and I can't ignore. So anyway, I appreciate you watching, and just let me know what you think. You got any comments, any questions? I'm always happy to help, and I appreciate you guys' help. Somebody, and I want to thank, I believe it was Gordon, but one of the viewers sent me this diagram of the tunnel exit and the placement of all where everything goes, and which was very, very helpful. I really appreciate that. I still have this. If anybody would like a copy or needs that, let me know, and I'll be happy to email it to you. So anyway, y'all have a good one, and I appreciate you liking and subscribing, and we'll stay in touch.